Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Now, I know Stormy quit the show, and I do miss Courtney. He was like such a man. I liked his personality. He was okay on the eyes. He was cool, cute little eye color, thick, tall, man of he was gentle with his words, but strong in his conviction. But where is Sonny and Moses supposed to be? He's not in jail yet. Not yet. I know they just celebrated their 1 year anniversary. Child, this is a mess. How you celebrating? He is in jail. Well, you get what you got. But this is good because we are getting into Trisha and Ken and some Martellin and child. Let's get into it. Welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade. Thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows, and I don't have any water on my desk. Goodness. But baby, let's kiki and ha and choke and clear our throats. I'm sorry, besties. Maybe I should go get some. Anyway, we're going to get into another episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville because I am excited. I am juiced. I just watched it and I'm like, oh my gosh. I got to get on this thing and talk about it. It's season 9, episode 7, Game of Thrones. Whew. So the episode continues. Melody is still picking at Trisha, picking her apart, honey, trying to figure out this mystery of when and where she saw Martell, what had happened, what date, what season, what house, what was the color, what did the driveway look like, what did you have on, what did he have on, what happened, what did he do, what happened, why did you leave, did you... Anyway... So Trisha agrees that she should have said something back in St. Thomas or earlier than that. Whatever. She should have said something about her and Martell's meeting up because Martell has put out a possible narrative that some bang banging has happened. And I believe, because that's why you not talking about it. You light up when he come around. Yeah. Anyway, I believe it happened because what is all this about? Mel tells her, they can be cool now, but then she tells her, but your friends called you a liar in front of like a big group of women, like you don't even know yet. And they should have pulled you to the side because I know that's what I would have wanted my friends to do. But clearly they wanted to have a moment, Stormy. And probably Stormy was probably deciding in that moment that she was leaving this show. She was good. She's leaving. So she was going to leave with a bang. And she was going to throw Trisha under the bus and bounce. Oh, well. But Mel says they wanted to get a reaction out of her. And it worked, Melody. This is the reaction. You didn't react at the table, but your reaction is what's going on in this moment. You have got in touch with Trisha and met up so that you can ask the questions from St. Thomas, from that conversation. This is a to be continued, a part 2 from that conversation, because just what you said, you wanted to pull her to the side and talk to her. And this is what you are doing. So the reaction has reacted. Got the girl all hemmed up at a restaurant, just drilling her about all that. So Trisha, in her awful confessional look, Trisha, what is going on? What is this look? She looked like she should be a dancer in Remember the Time video. R.I.P. Michael Jackson. But what is happening? What is this look giving? I don't like it. Do I got to keep looking at it? Please change. So she says Melody gave her the questionnaire and she don't believe that Mel don't care because she don't care about Marquez and she would never be asking about what he doing or his whereabouts because she don't care. So she believes Melody do care because what are we doing? And yeah, Melody, what are we doing? because you talked all that mess about. Anyway, millimeters don't come for me. So the Fletchers are looking at the new office that Chris has just, I guess he just bought this building. It's his old barbershop. Means a lot to him. Martell stops by. He looking all clean because you know Martell, one thing, he know how to dress. He didn't put on his weight, so he looks like his old self. So we don't have to see him in them tight clothes no more. So, you know, he got on a little jeans with some little click clacks, little shirt to match with a blazer. The shirt, you know, he got a couple of buttons unbuttoned, so he letting chest hairs fly all over the place. And guess who pointed it all out? Nell. And you know, they brothers and sisters, you know, but you would almost think she and flirting and kind of like him. Because remember, St. Thomas, she did throw it out there that he is handsome and good looking. But baby, you stay over there with Chris. Stay over there with Chris, honey. But yeah, so she touching all on his chest about the chest hairs. And then if y'all peeped, you would see Nell. Then she had kind of like touched him on his leg, his thigh. And it was like, girl, leave him alone. But you know, she takes a liking to her brother. She know he fine. So Chris immediately mentions Marceau's name because he went over there. Remember last week he went over to his place to see what's going on. They had a talk. Martell is like, I don't want to hear nothing about him. He like, I know, you know, we both took it low. I know. Nell says, yeah, but you said some beep. S-H-I-T. Chris says, you know, y'all both were wrong. Martell in his confessional, he's like, you know, Marceau has said some things about my baby mamas, 5 kids. They've done stuff together, you know, things he's witnessed Marceau do, you know, and Martell says he needs to own up to his foolishness. And he's not going to do that. And I don't know if you guys, besties, can you confirm? But I remember hearing in them YouTube streets a long time ago that there is a clause in Marceau and Marceau's contract that his cheating will not be revealed on this show. And this is why it has gone on for so long. And I don't know where I heard it from, but I do believe it because you know, we're in season 9 and we still trying to prove that Marceau cheats on Tisha. Child, we got Latrice, Letitia. We got Latricia and Letitia. Child, God, it's the blah, blah, blah. One thing about the South, you're going to be a love. So, you know, he's just, and I just remember hearing that, and it just seems like it's true because they try so hard to get into that marriage, and it's bulletproof, as far as I'm concerned. But hold on. So, you know, he says that he tells him Marceau has been talking about him on and off social media. You know, he said, I think Marceau is calling my bluff. And, you know, Martell says, I have been on that bro code for a long time. You know, I've been trying to be cool and not say stuff, but, you know, woo, woo, woo. So Chris says, you know, y'all both on the same road to destruction, you know, and he pretty much tells him, you know, well, you know, Marceau says, y'all friendship is over. He has no respect for you. So Nell says, you know, he should have never brought up Tisha. God. He should have never brought up Tisha. Martell says she brought up Melody. And so Nell was like, I thought Marceau brought her up. He said, yeah, but Tisha chimed in and just added more to it. So Martell says, you know, she inserted herself when 2 men were arguing. And I said, oh, you know, let you tell it. Tisha likes inserting herself around a whole bunch of men. You said she was doing a lot of inserting before she got married to Marceau. So Martell said there will be no apologies given and the gloves are off. Okay. Martell knows what he's doing. He knows he has done some dumb stuff to Mel. And he says, like, when Tisha and Mel met up, you know, Mel told him that Tisha was telling her all kinds of things about him. And he knows he was hurting Mel, but they were working through it all while Tisha is staying in Melody's ear telling her stuff, you know. the infamous, girl, I heard him and her, they got matching BMWs. Ooh, don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear that. Because what are you doing, blood? Like, that's a whole full-fledged relationship. And it seems like now that he's broken up with Mel, him and it seemed like him and Coleslaw was in a better relationship when he was married. This man is single as a Pringle, and he will not marry her. He doesn't want to. They not driving matching BMWs now. But I did see a picture of them. It was the back of them, and Martell was looking to the side, kind of like smiling. And you can tell that Coleslaw has gotten a booty enhancement. She's still wearing the same little nappy ponytail. It's her hair, you know. And they still hanging, but there's no intimacy. He wasn't holding her hand. He wasn't walking real close to her. But they still hanging, and she gonna stay beside him. Poor Coleslaw. So Martell thinks that Tisha has influenced Mel to divorce him. And it's like, now hold on, Martell. You are saying some things that may, you know, you're speaking your truth. Nonetheless, but you're gonna blame Tisha for Mel wanting to divorce you? It didn't have nothing to do with. I remember that part on the show where they were in the car and the phone rang and Melody answered and it was Coleslaw. So that was, oh, you said you was, you know, you stopped seeing her, but you're still seeing her. And then I'll get pregnant because I thought we were getting it back together. And now she's pregnant at the same time. Martell, you don't think that is why she wanted to divorce you? It had nothing to do with any of that. And you guys are so pressed to get the other couples divorced. They're not having babies. I bet you Marceau has a vasectomy. I bet you Marceau and Maurice got vasectomies. I bet you they went to the clinic together. Buy one, get one free. Vasectomies. So Martell says that Tisha never apologized to him. And if Mel was at that field day, he knows for sure that Tisha would not have said none of that mess she was saying. And you wouldn't have said the stuff you were saying either. But anyway, so now Ken stops over at some place called Wicked. It's a bootleg barbershop / bar. They over there serving liquor out of plastic cups, trying to have these little fill-ins sitting at the bar. None of them look 21, but anyway. So he hollered at his partner trying to get some advice about this upcoming party because, you know, Marquez is coming with his crew and all that. So he says he's bouncing around Marquez's feelings, you know, and, you know, he takes his kids on trips. And, you know, he feels like he is Marquez's assistant. Like, I'm here to help you. I'm taking your kids on trips. You know, he's just not mentally stable. And, you know, I'm doing things that he couldn't do in the marriage. So, yeah, he's mad at me because it's me. You know, he just don't want, you know, he's always said he don't want Trisha with nobody, but he don't want her either. You know, so he tells his friend they're about to sign the divorce papers. And once she does that, then he'll go get a ring. Baby, you could have heard a pin drop onto the floor. That friend said nothing. He was quiet. So his friend's advice, which was terrible advice, he was like, you know, before you give it another shot and try to talk to him, talk to Trisha, and say, you know, if this next talk don't work out, you know, you may need to exclude him. Exclude him from what? You can exclude Marquez from your bedroom. You can exclude him from her, but you cannot exclude him from his kids. What are you talking about? And what kind of, you know, birds of a feather, you know, it makes you want to know, well, what's up with your homie? Do he have kids? What? So Ken is like, you know, I'm just tired of all this. You know, if this talk don't work, I'm ready to fight. Oh, goodness. Yeah, you talk all that mess with your homies, but at that table at dinner, you sure was trying to be the peacemaker, honey. Stop being two-faced, okay? So Destiny goes over to Trisha's house. Child, 5 minutes later, the door is someone's at the door knocking. Girl, it's the notary. She comes over with the divorce papers, honey, for Trisha to finally sign, stamp, and hey, here's your copy. Thank you. Honey, the divorce is moving forward. Destiny, you know her and her all her facial expressions sitting on the couch like, oh my God, I can't believe it. She's like, I can't believe she had me come over here and she's having such a important matter happening right in front of me. And it's like, I didn't even think we would be that cool like that. So Destiny is saying, like, when she was getting divorced, she kept it a secret. She didn't even tell her own father for months. Like, she kept it on the low. But here is Trisha living all out loud at the table. Trisha like, girl, she was gonna come over regardless. So Trisha says she never thought this day would come. Then in the next clip, she talking about she glad the day is here. But she says because they've been together for so long, she just never thought they would get divorced. She says she will be crying on these divorce papers, but she don't know if they're gonna be happy tears or sad tears. This girl does not want to get divorced from Marquez. Let's be clear, you guys. I don't care what she says. She does not want this divorce, even though they've been separated for 5 years. Because now Destiny is asking questions. How long y'all been separated? 5 years. How long you been dating Ken? 2.5. Are you planning a wedding? A wedding? Trisha says, child, I don't want to rush into that no more because, Ken do check all my boxes, but so did Marquez. So she says she needs to work on her communication and her temper. And it's like, yeah, you do. We'll get to that later. Destiny tells her she will be grieving her marriage. She's all in denial. Because I ain't been with him in so long and I haven't seen him. She's like, no, you're gonna grieve it. Trust me, this is part of the process. Well, I lost him, because you're she says, because you're losing someone that you've been close to for so long. I lost him a long time ago. Girl, what she is saying is if you would be quiet, you are going to grieve the marriage, not the man. We know you're feeling some kind of way. You got resentment, but you are going to grieve breaking up with someone you meant to be with forever. You're going to grieve the marriage, not the man. But low key, you grieving him too. You're grieving him, but she means the marriage. Like you're just losing the marriage, and that's like, someone passing away. It's like it's passing away. You will grieve it. So they talk about the kids' party coming up. She tells Destiny that Marquez is coming with some family, maybe some friends, and she's kind of ticked off at Ken a little bit because he's so peaceful about things. And it's like, what? But remember, this girl has a temper. She's childish, so that's where she is. So Destiny tells her she is crazy and she needs therapy. Says a crazy person who's in therapy. And she would know because that's her road. Yes, tell her, Destiny. Say, since you trained me, let me train you and get up in this therapy. So, yeah, now we over here at Black. Marceau and Tisha is on a date. They on a date. I don't care what nobody say. What they doing there? They are on a date. Marceau didn't even know his son is taking graduation pictures because he's in the 12th grade. He's taking pictures for the yearbook. He's all, what? Oh, he is? Oh, for the yearbook. Okay. You can tell right then and there that they are separated. You can tell they live in two separate homes. And I said to myself, and I don't know if I said this last week, but that's why in that kitchen, the Miami looked kitchen, she called it the Miami inspired kitchen. That's why the cameras don't leave that kitchen. We stay right there. That one camera stays right there in that living room. You catch them in that one particular part of that kitchen because Marceau does not live there. If we took a little tour and went into their bedroom, because remember other houses, we was always in her bedroom, all in her closet, all in the kids' room, and we was all over that little house. But in this house, we are in one area because Marceau don't live there. Remember the other house, Marceau would pull up in his Mercedes that got the Batman doors and stuff. Do he still have that car? But anyway, you can tell there's a shift. Listen to them. Oh, he got graduation pictures. Last week, she running him down to the store to get him another ring. And he all in there playing. I feel naked without my watch, but I don't want to wear no ring. That means obedience. They don't live together. They are separated. And they not even telling us. Because they meet up a lot. So he tells her that Mel is about to stop by. And child, Tisha's whole energy shifted, child. She kind of like, what? You trying to be cool because the cameras are rolling. And so he said, yeah, so tell me, what's up with y'all? How y'all doing? Because, me and her, we're great. She says, we're cordial. And so he's all, well, what does that mean? So she says, oh, when Melody comes around, that means she got to get something off her chest. And so Marceau says, well, everything works out pretty good for me when she comes around me. Of course, Marceau, that's your boo. You love you some melody. A mellometer, child, Marceau is the #1 mellometer, okay? So when she gets there, she comes in, she speaks, they hug, they sit down, and they talk. And so Mel tells them that Martell texted her saying that Marceau and Tisha had said some degrading things about her at the field day. And so they tell her, about him asking Marceau if him and Melody slept together and all that. And so she said, oh, we doing that again. She said, okay, something told me not to run with this narrative. And they was like, nah, you know how he been doing, he's a liar and he been gaslighting everybody for the last 6 years. And so they're saying, he spins things, but they just say he needs to do better. So in Marceau's confessional by himself, you guys, have you noticed Marceau has been doing confessionals by himself? That's because they are separated. They are separated. I am convinced of this. Listen to what they're saying. It's coming out. So Marceau has been very profound lately. Melody calls Maurice Martin Luther King, but shoot, Marceau be spitting knowledge too. So he says Martell needs an alliance to fight better, and he's trying to use Mel to fight against, to fight his battles against him. And no, Melody is not going back down that rabbit hole, okay? Marceau says he has given Martell money. And I was like, screw, what? Did he pay you back? And how much money have you given him? It must have been paid off because he ain't made a big issue out of it. He said he has given Martell business. And he said, well, what did he say to you at the field day? Oh, he told me I got 3 girlfriends right now. And here go Tisha. I told him to get his phone and show me proof. He went and got his phone, but there was no proof. I don't know, y'all. A lot of people don't think Martell has any proof, but for some reason, I think something is in that phone. It might be it's some pictures, it's some text messages. He has it. I think now that he's breaking boy code, it's about to come out. That's what I'm thinking, but I could be wrong because Martell, y'all say he unhinged, he crazy, he's stupid, he blah, 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 blah. If he had it, Maurice said last week, if he had proof, he wouldn't have been able to hold on to it this long. Well, he said he was holding on to the boy code. But hey, Marceau said, you know what? Check this out. IDGAF. I don't give a beep. So it's the day of the kids' party, the graduation parties. Trisha's son is headed to college and the daughter looks like she may be going into high school maybe. And so Trisha's telling Ken that she signed the divorce papers and he's like, okay, cool, okay. And she's asking him, well, should I tell him? And Ken is like, not today, at the party. He wants peace for the kids. So, that probably made Trisha mad because she don't like peace. She's not there yet. She's not mature. So Destiny comes with Lance. Okay, y'all still hanging, huh? Mo and Kimmy come. She brings some Grand Marnier. Talk about my mama told me don't ever come empty-handed. Okay, sit down, girl. The Fletchers come. And I meant to say this. Nell's makeup has been looking really pretty. Like this week, last week, and maybe the week before. She must have a new makeup artist. She looks very fresh and very young. Just her voice just gives her age away, but she looks really, really pretty. She can dress a little bit, she try to keep it together, but Nell is keeping it together, honey. She should be proud of how old she is because she looks great. Here come Marquez, child. Sorry, it's not, I'm saying it like most people. People call him Marquez because that's how it reads, but he said it is pronounced Marquez. Okay, so let's do that. Marquez comes. He got on all black. He got a baseball cap all the way down on his head, looking like he about to start some mess. He looked like a thug. He come in there hard looking. And it's like, dude, these are your kids. This is their graduation party. You're at their mother's house. Like, put some clothes on. But what they have in common, Trisha and Marquez, they're childish. They are immature and childish. So he come in, where's my daughter? Running from you because you look like a menace to society. You look unapproachable. You look uninviting. You look rough, hard, scary, the boogeyman. Like, ugh. And so did y'all see his interaction with the daughter? He holding her face. Hi. And looking like the boogeyman. She holding his arm because she getting ready to snatch it off her face. So he kisses her and she's like, hi, Dad. It was so weird. Then when she broke away or he let her go, she had her plate in her hand. So she going to sit down and eat because the food did look good. Everything was really nice, Trisha. You know how to throw a nice party. You got the decorations. You had the professional tables and tents and everything. You did a good job. So it was really weird. And then when he walked away, he was wiping his hands like she had grease or something on her face. And he was wiping his hands, headed to the bar. So then, of course, he wants all the guys to take a shot. So he says some things are pretty cool, gives it up. Let's toast. And so then he go over there and grab Chris, Lance, and Maurice, and he wants some advice from them because he needs support. And so he's like, this new man coming in, and he's straight. So Chris said, what you mean he's straight? Like, what you mean? He was like, he got the house, he got my kids, he got my girl, And so then Marquez says he sees it and he understands it, but he low-key triggered. This is triggering for him. So Chris is like, this is weird for him because he don't know Marquez. He don't know Marquez. He just met him. So he asked Marquez, well, have you talked to Kim? Yeah, but we got deep issues. I found these text messages when I was still married to her. He talking about he want to lick it like a lollipop. And, we were still married. And so, I tried to come for him and talk to him about it. And he told me to go check my broad. And so when I finally left the marriage, then she admits she's seeing him. So, that course that made Marquez, skeptical or made him believe what he was thinking. Because they swear that they wasn't dating until after a year or so, way after Marquez got ghosted. So he said, he been there for my kids financially. And, he struggles with all of this. And so here comes Dr. Martin Luther King, or should I call him Dr. Maurice Martin Luther King. He gives his speech. Don't let this trigger you. Keep the end in mind. Your kids. Did y'all notice Martin Luther King's lips were not pink or red? So that's that mugshot about him having them red lips. Yeah, those are not his natural. That's not his natural lip color. His lips are just as brown, just as nude as, no, he don't have red or pink lips. So, yeah, we need to call that out. This reunion going to be good, y'all. So, they tell him this, Dr. Martin Luther King tells him this will be the hardest thing that he will have to deal with. So in Chris's confessional, he was like, this brother need therapy and Jesus. So baby Melody arrives and she recognizes Marquez from another event because he knows her PR guy. And so he noticed when he recognized Melody, he was like, oh, hey. And she's like, hey. She said, come on over. He was like, can I get some food? Now, why are you asking, can you eat? You are at a party. And so he says hi to Melody, but she's standing there with Trisha. So it's weird for him. So he's like, I haven't really met you yet, but I just want to let you know, to be honest, I'm just feeling some kind of way right now. I'm uncomfortable. And, I know your ex, and Trisha, you do too, huh? And Melody is like, what is happening? Why are you bringing up him? Melody in her mind, she's like, why are you bringing up Matt Martell? And Trisha did not miss her opportunity, honey, to say, yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, girl. Melody, you better be careful. Well, whatever. It's said and done, but yeah, they was doing it. So he solicited advice from everybody. So now it's Melody's turn. He asked her about co-parenting. And so I'm thinking, well, you know who you should have went to go talk to? I think he should have went to go talk to Kimmy. Kimmy would have gave him that real good advice. That old motherly advice. Melody gonna tell it like a TI is, like the homie. So she said, she tells him not to be the trigger. And that's a tall order, Melody. They are not mature enough for that. So you need to kind of meet them on their level. You giving them that after therapy advice. They need that first, that lower bottom, first initial. They need the beginner's advice. And Melody is giving them top notch. I've been there, done that. That's what I'm saying. You should have went over there to Kimmy. So, like she said, like Trisha's energy, she's triggered. I can tell because I can feel it. And so she's like, no, because I speak in silent, not silence. She speaks in silent, and he speaks out loud. And I'm saying, okay, Trisha, we know that. And that's why you have communication issues. That's why this narrative about you and Martell has went all over, is all crazy, 3,000 different stories, because you need to start speaking out loud. That's why he over here in your face still triggered, because you don't talk to him. Well, we know he got ghosts, but I mean, as a woman, as a mother, as trying to make this work, you may have to work a little harder than him. And so Ken said this earlier, that, when he get to acting, she goes on mute. So Melody was like, well, you speaking out loud right now, girl. And so he asked Trisha, are you being triggered right now? Because, she hollering and screaming. No. She said, don't do that. So she go on about blah, 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 blah. They having a back and forth and back again. So she says, he knows we got built up resentment. And so Mel says, oh, the S tension, the tension. She said, y'all got that. And so Marquez says somebody is having, but it wasn't me. Oh, wow. So Mel in her confessional says that they must be high school sweethearts, because they know each other like a book. They know what each other's getting ready to say. That's why they know how to respond. And she says she gonna keep eating and watch the show. Smack, yum. Because, honey, that food did look good. She did an excellent job with that party. So, y'all, this got so weird. So Ken, how you have to speak and you say your thank yous and all that. So Ken gets everyone's attention. He wants everybody to listen to him. He got something to say, child. So he just talking. Thank everybody for being here. He's a younger father. And what he means by that is he's new to fatherhood. Not that the kids are young, but he's new to fatherhood. Remember, they've been dating 2.5 years. But what is he talking about? Because he said he came into this relationship with a bonus daughter who had some age on her. Like, wasn't she like 8 or 9 or something? So what are you talking about, sir? You come with experience. He said, our kids, wrong. Our kids, you know, the me and Trisha, wrong. He considered her and him the parents, wrong. And shout out to all you guys that take care of your kids, wrong. The kids are looking at Ken like they just looking. I don't know what they were thinking. The son kind of looked like, bruh, my dad is right here and he will fight you. I don't know, the girl looking like, okay. I don't know if they were admiring it or they were uncomfortable. It just was like blank face. So Marquez, he's itching over to his son. He walks over by his son because you're not going to play him in his face because you are. Ken, I don't know where all that was coming from. It just seems like you mix, you know, you talk about Marquez's emotions, but you are emotional too. Then you go get some bad advice from Ugly Braids, and now you just full of mixed up. You just as bad as they are. Now you have entered into what Trisha and Marquez goes through with how their dynamic is. Now you are part of them. Well, you've been the bigger person all this time, but now you're going to pick this time to be petty and catty. So Marquez stands by his son. He says, I'm the father. And the show goes off. To be continued. Child, this was good. Besties, I don't even think I went into everything. Do we like the title of the episode? Game of Thrones? You know I don't have no water. Excuse me. And before I became a content creator, I would be like, why they always choking, coughing, drinking something? Trust me, when you do this, your mouth gets dry because you're talking at a higher level. You're more amplified, more animated, laughing, and it's just drying, just cotton mouth. So please forgive me. I'm got stuff going on. I'm trying to throw this out and get back to life. How about that? So the episode is called Game of Thrones. I like that. I like that. And how would you rate this week's episode? It was a 10 for me, honey. It was so good. It was so good. But drop down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode. I saw the previews for next week, and OMG, they about to get into it some more at the party, which I'm so glad. So we're going to pick it up where we left off because it is a to be continued. So I'm so glad. And I almost kept writing because Marquez said, it seemed like you overcompensate with my children because you don't have your own. And I was like, boom, boom. Wow. Besties, don't forget to like this video. Please make sure you are subscribed to my channel and make sure your notification bell is on, ding dong, so that you know when I post my content. And I will let you guys know if I do love during lockup. I'm not sure. I haven't watched it yet, and today is Sunday. I got somewhere to go. I will try to watch it between tonight or tomorrow night. And if I decide to recap it, it should be out by Tuesday. Don't know what time. I kind of would like to take a break from it because it is. This show used to be so good. It's just really going downhill. It is. It's just getting boring, and it's just, to me, it's just going downhill. Yeah. So I'll let you know because actually, if I do Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup, I still have to watch the show. And what I really don't like is it is getting boring and it's kind of playing out a little bit. What I don't like is that the shows are an hour and a half, and reviewing that is just, but I do have a different concept. Anyway, I'll figure it out. I'll let you guys know. Sorry to hold you. Okay, besties, have a great day. Bye, besties.